Imagine this, two cups are placed in front of you. Now, under one is a diamond and under the other is absolutely nothing. Now, you only get one chance to choose. The question is, are you confident you'll pick the right one? This is exactly how starting a business feels like. Every decision comes with risks. Every opportunity comes with uncertainties. And sometimes, you won't have all the answers before you move. So I've decided to share a part of my book. In this episode, we'll talk about how smarter decisions are made, and I'll teach you how you can handle uncertainties without fear, and how you can move from asking yourself, am I sure, to having confidence to say, I am sure. Let's get into it. So welcome to this episode. I promised you all a part of my book, Becoming an Entrepreneur, and I said I'll split it into a podcast series so people would learn. Unfortunately, I was not able to deliver that on time, but it's nice to see that we are doing it right now. When you go through my book, you find out that the first chapter there, or let me say the first major chapter there, is the chapter addressing uncertainties, which is, am I sure? Now, life entirely happens to be like you have to make this decision in almost every step of the way. Now, in different stages of your life, you will encounter a particular phenomenon. That is the fact that every decision seems to be more or less like risk or guesswork. That is, you don't know what you will encounter before you start. This happens a lot. And it is important that you know that this is part of life. But on top of that, you're not supposed to make some foolish decisions just because you know this is part of life. You're still supposed to have a particular level of certainty. Now, how does this certainty come? It comes from having awareness and having the right information. With the right information, you'll be able to make more informed decisions. Of course, no matter what happens, you won't be able to eliminate that part that has to do with chance. So like I said in the intro leading to this video, imagine you have two cups in front of you. One of them has a diamond and the other has no diamond. And you don't know which of the cups have a diamond. The catch is this. You pick the cup with the diamond, you get everything. You pick the cup without the diamond, you get nothing. Now, to make it interesting, you will realize that making the decision, is not as easy as you think, because you will have people around you, let's say your friends, your families, giving you different advices. Somebody will tell you, pick cup A because I feel this is where it is. Somebody will tell you it used to be cup B in situations like this. Now, you would have different answers in your head. How would you sieve the right answer from the wrong answer? Mind you, some of these people are there because they are waiting to tell you, I told you so. You would have picked this cup instead of this cup. It usually becomes a dilemmatic situation and you just have to be the one to pick. How would you know which one to pick? At times, you will not actually know, and then you just have to go in with the risk. And you have to know that is part of life at times. Because in choosing career path, in choosing different things, you may not have everything figured out before you pick. And nobody will actually be able to give you certainty that this is actually what you're supposed to do. But, you need to train yourself in a way that you can actually go on and make a decision. Number one thing that you need to embrace is that you need to know that this is actually part of life. So when you're seeing this coming, you don't now feel like the world hates you or you are facing something that nobody has faced before. Just know that this is part of life. I want to also make this point to be clear. Fear is what keeps people stuck at times. Or let me say most of the time, fear keeps us stuck. Now, I've made reference to this book, Outwitting the Devil, before. That's a book written by Napoleon Hill. That's a very, very great book that I would recommend for anybody to read. Now, in the book, Napoleon Hill expressed that the devil actually reaches out to us and makes us to drift, makes us want to accomplish our life purpose by using fear, sex, or food. He used these three particular things and they were explained extensively. Now, fear can come in different angles. And if you can overcome this fear, you will be able to make more decisions. Because some people end up getting confused, not knowing what to decide on, and they don't now make a decision, living their life in a confused state. Okay, if you don't know, try to choose either left or right. If you choose left or right, if you choose left and it turns out that you chose wrongly, what it means is that you will be able to continue with the right path, right? Later on, at least. If you choose right and then right becomes a good step, great and fine, you move on. But when you stay there without making any decision, what it means is that you will not have any progress. You will not have the mistake to learn from. But the fear of failure would even keep you from making any choice at all. The fear of failure doesn't want many people. The fear can go so deep that you would even be scared to succeed, because when you succeed at this thing, it means what next? We have different fears. We could have the fear of choosing wrong, the fear of embarrassment, or the fear of regret. This fear comes from our own decision, we wanting to accomplish what we want to accomplish. This fear also comes from we not wanting to disappoint people around us. This fear also comes from egos. So this is it. Most people are not confused. They are just afraid. And fear brings confusion. So you need to know how to tackle this fear and then just move on. What is the worst that can happen? Somebody made a particular diagram and then he had some things going to two directions. Do you have a problem? Yes. Can you solve the problem? Yes. Then why worry? Do you have a problem? Yes. Can you solve it? No. Then why worry? Move on to the problem that you can solve. But you see, you could just get a fear that will just hold you back, that even when you know how to solve the problem, the fear of not actually wanting to fail while solving the problem will just keep you back from succeeding. And then before you know, maybe an opportunity may pass you by because of that particular laxity. I want to make a point now, and this should be like my golden point for this episode. This is it. Information makes the difference. Information increases your chances of success. The more you know, the less you guess. It doesn't have to be 50-50. You could make the tide turn in your favor. You could make it to be 50% you know, 50% you don't know. You could make it to be 60% you know, 40% you don't know. You could make it to be 80% you know, 30%, 80% you know, 20% you don't know, and so on and so forth. What is the difference? The information you know. So when you have that information, it gives you more power, right, to make the decision. An instance, let's say you want to move into the stock market and you are thinking of what to do, or you're thinking of which stock to invest in. You would have different options there, high risk, low risks, and all that, and you will not know which to go for. But the thing there is that you could easily follow trend and then get informations of the stocks that are currently booming, or the stocks that currently have prospects, or the stocks that currently are on deals to have a prospective future. Now when you have these particular deals, they may not give you the 100% accuracy, of course, but at least they'll keep you on a good path. Many people will just listen to what I'm saying and they will just move into business and start shadow boxing, literally. They'll just move into their career and start shadow boxing without having a particular focus and having the right information. Without having the right information, if you just go in like that, then you will just make everything to become guesswork. Yes, I know the cups are actually kept there. I don't know what is inside, but who told you that you will not actually do some things to keep you in the positive side of have been closer to making it? You don't have to always make your life to be guesswork. How would you have this right knowledge? Invest in learning. Learning is very, very much important. If you are moving in a particular field, an instance, before you go far alone, get mentors around you, move into the apprenticeship phase, and then try to see how you can explore that particular field. When you explore that particular field, then you will see, some particular things that would have come as errors later on. You would see how they are actually supposed to be, and at that moment you will not fail, or at least you will reduce your chances of failure. So some people actually perish because of lack of knowledge. And when they fail, they'll just say, yes, people fail all the time, and when you fall down, it's important that you get back up. They'll just get some motivational quotes to just massage their foolishness. So take note of that. Yes, we know that it is a 50-50 game and you don't know what will come out, but please don't just do it foolishly. Try to have knowledge. Don't move alone as an island. Try to have knowledge. You can read things. You can go online. You can meet somebody who has walked that particular path that you want to walk, and at least have more decisions. At least you don't expect to enter multiple choice question exam without knowing anything and then just rely on guessing. Yes, the options are there and the answer is among the options. But if you had read that particular part the night before, then possibly you could have had more knowledge of knowing which answer to go for. Now, you may not start with certainty, but obviously you can build it. Right information can help you get that. Of course, there are more things from this chapter that I didn't touch. If you want to learn more about it, I would recommend you read my book, Becoming an Entrepreneur. More of entrepreneurial struggles and all, and how to succeed in that will be shared in subsequent episode. This is my advice for you. Take it and please don't leave it. Do it to like, share, and subscribe so more people will get to see this beautiful content. The more you do so, the more you reach more people. This is my advice for you. Take it and please don't leave it.